we shall go. So I've driven from Alabama this morning. My window down all the way. Temperatures hovered between 58 and 64. When I got cold, I just turned the heat on. Not a care in the world. Radio blasting. I can't tell you how happy I am to be in my favorite part of the country. I stopped at the liquor store in Maryville. Dave and I had stopped there many, many times. It was the only place that we had ever seen Buffalo Trace bourbon cream. And of course I asked for it when I first got there, and the guy behind the counter said that it's seasonal. You know, they don't keep that out front. And as far as I knew, they didn't have any. And I was a little, not really disappointed, but I was like, oh, okay. And I asked, oh man, look at that view. Look at that view. Let me blow it up. Oh, maybe too much. Wow. The first pull off up on the Parkway. Anyway, the guy behind the counter said that he didn't think we had any. And he showed me where the other cream liqueurs were. And I got options. I got 3 different kinds. Paid for them. Well, anyway, when I got ready to pay, he asks for my ID. And me, knowing that I'm about to be 54, I just smiled and said, thank you. You've made my day. And I hand him my ID, and he says, oh, Alabama. And he says, okay, where's your birth date hiding? I said, oh, it's down there. And he says, you're 53? I said, yeah, I'm about to be 54 in a couple of months. He says, and this whole time I was thinking you were younger than me. We both got a kick out of it. And we started talking about the Buffalo Trace again. And, he asked me when my husband passed, and I told him. And he said that he had lost his dad not too long ago, and he's seeing what his mother's going through. And we exchanged pleasantries, and I'm almost to the door, and I hear him say, ma'am. And I turned around, and there was another guy. And he shows me the bottle that he has. And it's Buffalo Trace bourbon cream. I almost started crying right there, because I was like, I'm going to come all this way and I'm not going to be able to get any bourbon cream. The younger guy says, do you want it? And I'm like, absolutely. Can you break 100? I said, this will be the one that I open and I sip while I'm in the hot tub later on today. But it was great. It was absolutely great. I could not have asked for better weather on the trip. Okay. And I think I'm going to have the Parkway to myself. This is probably going to be a long video, because I'm just going to record the whole entire drive, and there may be more than one pull-off. And I'm okay with it not being crowded. This is the best time to go to the mountains, I tell you what. It's like I was thinking driving through Chattanooga, had there not been construction on 24 and part of 75, it was a breeze. Of course, I think a lot of people are scared to drive through Chattanooga. I've never been scared of Chattanooga. Atlanta? Oh yeah, that's another story. But Chattanooga, no. You could just drive me and leave me with my car and cell phone in the middle of Chattanooga, and I will find my way out. It's like I can't count the number of times that I have been in a car going through Chattanooga. And imagine my surprise. I just drove under a hornet's nest. I don't know if that picked up. Let's talk about wildlife that I've seen. This morning on I-59, before I got out of Alabama, I saw something. I thought it was a little possum at first. Then when I got up closer, I was glad I could slow down because it was a small raccoon. I thought, oh my gosh, I've never seen a raccoon cross in front of me. But that was pretty cool. Haven't seen any birds of prey. I'm not sure why, because I've been looking. I need to resurrect my notebook to write all my wildlife down that I'm going to be seeing. I did see a dead fox on the side of the road. Haven't seen a dead fox before. And two deer that had also been hit. Keeping track of animals is something that Dave and I started doing probably on our honeymoon. And if you didn't know, Dave and I married in Pigeon Forge on October the 10th, 2008. I've been through a lot these past couple of years, and it has just recently dawned on me that I'm perfectly fine by myself. Oh, there's another hornet's nest. Can you... Oh, shoot. 2 hornet's nests. Add that to the list. Holy cow. Again, I don't know if that came through. I'm probably not going to edit this video that much, since I'm probably going to be talking the whole way through. I'm not even sure if it'll upload to YouTube till I get home. But that's okay. I'll have this memory bank right here as the longest video that I have talked. And if you see this, Shay, I hope you do. Like the sausage ball video that I uploaded. No, I'm not shy to talk on a YouTube video. But the system that I was using, it didn't pick up sound because it was in headgear harness that was waterproof and airtight. I should have put music or a voiceover, but I'm kind of new at this, so I'm still experimenting. I'm not entirely certain that I love my GoPro. It's not a GoPro brand, but it's very similar. It's almost getting hot in here now. Ooh, top of the mountain, 59 degrees. Oh, is this another pull off? It sure is. I think, yes. It is. Would you look at that? Just so beautiful. Like most people say about the beach is their happy place. But the mountains have always been mine. My first trip to Cherokee, North Carolina, I was 6 months old. Of course, I don't remember it. But I'm told that was the trip with my mom, my dad, and my Aunt Maxine. Aunt Maxine lived in Chattanooga at the time. And it started to snow heavily. And I can hear my daddy's voice saying right now that how he went outside, checked the car, and it was already like an inch thick on the car. And he came in and says, "Load up, pack up. We're heading out." I kind of wish I'd have been old enough to remember that. But there are hundreds of mountain trips with my parents. And I don't know if it was 100, but it was probably about 35 or 40 trips to the mountains with Dave. If you consider we went to the mountains at least twice a year. And yeah, so from 2008 to 2021, and there was a hornet's nest on the ground. Oh no, one lane road ahead. That's okay. Flagger ahead. I wonder what's going on. True story. One year, Dave and I were up here on this very road, and there were some cameramen. I mean, not cameraman, but flagman. Hey, how you doing? They're always shocked when you wave. Does nobody else wave to people that are directing traffic? I always wave. Anyway, we'd been just stopped in park with the car off on the Parkway for I don't know how long. And we keep inching up a little bit closer. And after we had been stopped probably, 20 or 30 minutes, one of the guys with the flag, he comes over, and Dave asked what was going on, and they said the road is going to be closed for the next hour, possibly two. Well, we didn't pass any roadwork signs. So we asked, well, what's going on? And apparently one of the travel guys from Public Broadcasting Television was doing a special. I can't remember his name. I don't think it was Ken Burns or I don't know. But whoever it was, when we heard the name, it's like, oh, okay, well, we've seen him on PBS. But did we wait the 2 hours to go up and over? No. Negative, Ghost Rider. We just made a U-E and went back down the mountain. I'm so glad they've opened this Parkway. I remember first hearing about it, and I thought, wow, that's gonna be a beautiful drive. I see how pretty it is coming down the hill, and it makes me wonder, is snow still up on Newfound Gap? I don't know. I hadn't intended on driving up there because I really don't want to be driving in snow or on ice. Squiggly road ahead. Sun sure is bright. It's pretty cloudy, lots of dark clouds. And Lord knows they need it up here. 2:32. Check into my cabin is at 3. I'm glad I took this detour. I really didn't need to go into Wares Valley today. I was going to save that for tomorrow, but I needed to kill some time. And I figure once I get into Wares Valley, I will double back and go by the IGA. And when I'm finished in the IGA, or IGA, or how you say it, I'm going to pick up some few groceries for the little cabin. And by the time I'm done, it should be a little past 3, if not 3:30 or so. And if that's the case, I can go get checked in. Well, that cloud up there looks like a whale. Oh, it has tail sticking up in the air. Now it looks like a bunny rabbit. I love cloud watching. I remember my parents and I, when I was just, I don't know, less than 12. We were driving in Blount County, Alabama, and we stopped at some barbecue place. And we went in to eat, and it was good. My mother and I had the onion rings. Dad did not. We got back in the car on the ride home. I was sitting in the back, but this was back before seatbelts were law. I always leaned up between the front seats so I could be part of the conversation. And Mom and I started picking out clouds. Oh, that one looks like a alligator. That one looks like a bunny rabbit. And my dad just sort of cuts his eyes over, and he's looking. And we didn't say, oh, that cloud looks like whatever. We just said, oh, do you see that? You know, and Mom would say, oh, look, 11 o'clock looks like a whatever. My dad stops our conversation and says, what was in your onion rings? What? Because I don't know what you're talking about. And I'm like, Daddy, we're watching clouds. The clouds are making shapes. It's funny the things you remember many, many years later that just pop up kind of suddenly. Get out and take pictures here. Absolutely. Oh, well. Okay. Well, looks like I've lost a tip to my antique here. get over that view. It's been so long since I've used this tripod, I almost forgot how to work it. But that is one hobby that I will be resurrecting. Photography and cooking were my first two loves. I do believe I really enjoy solo vacations. For my first experience traveling alone, this is pretty epic. Years ago, I wanted to take a solo adventure. I felt like I needed it to get away. But I told the wrong people and they put fear in my mind. And so I decided to change my plans. But now, maybe I needed to wait. Maybe I needed to wait until right now to come. It's okay. But I know one thing. This will not be my only solo adventure. I don't really care about going anywhere else other than coming up here. Like, the beach is beautiful, but I don't like sand and I don't like to be that hot. Ooh, I've never seen tractors up here. Some may wonder if I'm afraid to travel alone. Not up here. No, I'm not. There's only one other place that would be north of here that I would like to see. And that is the gravesite of the greatest racehorse secretariat. And one day I will see his gravesite. Look at that view. Oh my goodness. spraying some. Thing that I would have loved to have done this morning is get off on, I think it's US 68. I'll have to look at the map later, and go through, stop by Ocoee and take some pictures, and then continue on to Cherokee, North Carolina, and go up and over. I'd really like to see the elk again. But I just really wasn't sure about the weather in the higher elevations. I've been on this road for nearly an hour. I'd forgotten how long it takes, especially if you stop multiple times. Might have to cut this video down into 1, 2, or 3. At least 2 anyway. It's going to be 3 before I get off. I'm going to go to the cabin first to see if there's a washer and dryer, because I can't remember. And if there's a washer and dryer, then I will go back to the grocery store. Because if there's a washer and dryer, guess what? I will be carrying home clean clothes. miles on the Tesla. Of the Parkway. Exit. Headed back to Townsend. Well, this has been fun. I'm going to switch over to my directions now to find the cabin.